This is a suit affecting the parent-child relationship. It is a completely contested matter. However, I will read the proposed order.
This is a crucial moment right here. Notice how the mother emphasizes the father's inconsistent presence, especially pointing out he hasn't had an overnight visit in over a year and a half. In family court, consistency is everything. Judges look heavily at historical involvement when deciding conservatorship. But here's the twist. She's talking about visitation patterns, while the judge is actually focused on decision authority, not parenting time. It's a subtle but important distinction. What do you think? Does inconsistent visitation justify sole conservatorship, or should both parents still share decision-making power?
The state is asking for child support to be set at 879, the medical support to be set at 173, and for the child to be covered through Medicaid. That is our portion that we are proposing. I will call the mother. Ma'am, can you state your name for the record?
Crystal Giles.
Ma'am, did you hear the state's proposals that I just read into the record?
Yes.
Are those your agreements? Are those also your proposals?
Yeah, she went back and told me that it was
Ma'am,
eight
ma'am,
eight
ma'am. It's going to be
uh
very important for you to just answer yes or no. Okay, you'll have an
okay.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. And ma'am, you understand that we came up to these amounts based on information received by the employer for the father. You understand that?
Yes.
And who does the child live with?
Me.
Who should the child live with in the future?
Me.
Do you want joint or sole managing conservatorship?
So
Is there an active protective order between you and the father?
no.
Is there an open criminal case?
No.
Is there an open CPS case?
No.
Has there been instances of family violence within the last 2 years?
No.
What is the reason that you want sole managing conservatorship instead of joint?
You want me to explain? I don't know if I should
Yes.
say okay. Okay. The reason being is just that she has not been around him as often on a consistent basis. And even with as far as overnight visits, they have not been on a consistent basis. The last time probably was almost like a year and a half ago. So that's why I had requested warm up just to give her a time to readjust to this new schedule and routine, and then possibly talk about her spending the night. Of course, I would need to know she has a bed, where she is, and things like that.
And ma'am, thank you for telling me about visitation. But my question is about conservatorship. It's about decision making. So let me ask you a few more questions about that, and we'll circle back to visitation. Who makes the
Mm,
day-to-day decisions over the child's life?
me.
Okay. And ma'am, when was the last time that the father saw the child?
Mm, may have been May 2024 or even earlier than that.
All right, everyone. Buckle up, because what you're about to witness is a fully contested courtroom showdown involving child support, conservatorship, and 4 years of unresolved tension. On one side, we have a mother pushing for sole conservatorship and retroactive support. On the other, a father claiming he's been unfairly shut out while struggling with income disputes. And buried beneath the calm courtroom tone, hidden accusations, emotional revelations, and financial numbers that don't quite add up. Watch closely, because the judge is about to unravel a tangled story of missed visits, blocked communication, and thousands of dollars in back support. Let's get into it.
And is it true that you want a drop-off location, pickup drop-off at Tom Thumb on Skillman Street in Dallas?
Yes.
Okay, and you already mentioned the warm-up visits, correct?
Yes.
From 2 to 4 on Saturdays, is that true?
Yes.
Every Saturday or just the second and fourth or the first and third?
The second and fourth,
For how many visits?
7 visits is what I was
How,
told.
how old is the child?
She's 7.
Ma'am, are you requesting retroactive support?
Yes.
Um, have you and the father ever lived together during the past 4 years?
No.
Is it true that you want a retroactive support judgment um of $27,012
Yes.
to be paid out at $275 per month?
Yes.
Do you understand that that's with a credit for past support?
Yes.
Ma'am, do you live in Dallas County?
Yes.
Are you in agreement to stay in Dallas County and surrounding counties until the child is 18?
Yes.
Okay, is there anything else you would like to add?
No.
I pass this witness. I call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Michael Jones.
And sir, is it true that there has been no family violence within the last 2 years?
Correct.
And sir, you're asking for joint conservatorship. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, is it true that you work at Cisco USA?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you hear the proposed amounts for child support and medical support?
I did.
Do you agree with those?
I do not,
Okay, and why is that, sir?
because I'm not sure what numbers you guys got, but I do not get paid as much as those numbers are coming out. And
Okay,
truthfully, it'll put me in a position where I wouldn't even be able to survive.
okay. Sir, you did you work for this company in since 2024?
Yes,
Okay. Is your company in Texas?
yes, ma'am.
And you understand that your employer reports your wages to the state of Texas?
Correct.
Your Honor, may I have a brief second to unplug my Alexa?
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I had not called her as a witness. I will now proceed with the questioning. Mr. Jones, would it surprise you that your employer reported your wages at $29,229 for the third quarter of this year?
Honestly, I don't know. I do know.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, sir.
What I was gonna say is like the way our incentive system is worked up is a certain amount that I could make, but I'm in a situation to where I don't run that high, so I know my number. Like I know my money's not where it used to be.
And sir, you understand you were given credit for 3 other children
Yes, ma'am.
and that your wages were calculated for a full year as stated in the Texas Family Code. You understand that, right?
This part gets intense. The father is pushing back hard against the state's calculated income, saying the reported numbers don't reflect his real earnings. But here's the key. Texas bases child support on employer-reported wages, not personal estimates. So even if his income fluctuates or includes bonuses he doesn't consistently receive, the court must average everything over the year. The father's frustration is understandable, especially if those peaks don't reflect his typical take-home pay. But legally, the judge's hands are tied. Would you feel this system is fair? Or does it put struggling parents in an impossible position?
I do not. I don't even understand Texas code.
Okay, I will move on. Sir, did you hear the amount that the mother is requesting for retroactive judgment?
Yes, I did.
Okay, in the last 4 years, have you provided support to the mother financially?
Two of the years, the past 2 years, no. Previous, I'm sure I have. How much, I don't have a clue.
Well, sir, can you give us an estimate?
It was whatever I had in the moment. Like I don't have a number. I couldn't make up a number. I don't.
And you understand you were given credit for $1,500 at least towards retroactive support. Do you understand that?
Yes, man.
Okay, what do you think the visitation should be?
The schedule that I have, I'm off Tuesdays and Saturdays, and understanding that she goes to school through the week, I'd like to enjoy my time with her Saturdays. Honestly, this Saturday coming up would be lovely if that's okay to put in there.
Okay,
Uh,
and do you just want regular visits or shortened visits like the mother requested?
I prefer regular visits.
Okay, sir. This is your opportunity to tell the judge any information you think is relevant. Go ahead.
So, this whole situation only occurring when the mother found out I had another child. She took her away. Like it wasn't by choice. I tried to reach out in every way possible through her mother, had my mother contact her mother, had her godmother. She blocked me on all medias, anything, any access to her. I could not reach her. So it wasn't by choice that we're in this situation. It was by her doing. I'm not one of those people that don't want to be there for their children. I know what it feels like to not have a father. I know who I am and how my kids drive me, how they push me, how they make me a better person. So being active in their lives is very important to me. Very. I understand this scenario. I understand it's ugly, but I'm looking at the positive side of seeing my daughter again, honestly. And truthfully, like I'm about to be in a hole of whatever amount y'all throw at me. Not to put it that way, but I'm gonna see my daughter. I'm gonna like that's all I can take from it.
Thank you, sir. I pass this witness.
Okay. Just a couple things I want to go through before I do a ruling. Is it true, Mr. Jones, you haven't visited in over a year?
Yes, sir, that is true. I couldn't find her. I didn't know where she was. I was trying to contact
I
her.
didn't ask all that. I just asked if you haven't visited in a year.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Ms. Cordell, what is the monthly gross? I don't think we mentioned that here in the hearing so that Mr. Jones understands what the number was.
Yeah, just 1 second, Your Honor, if you can bear with me. Pull that up for you. 7,707.59 gross.
Okay, so the state has averaged out your income to about almost 8,000. It's like $7,700 gross pay, and that's where the starting number, and then they try to estimate what you would pay in taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, and then they also take out a reduction for you having other children that are not part of this case, and that's how they got to this number. So, do you understand a little better that that's the number that they use for to start as far as what your income is, Mr. Jones?
I do understand, sir, but it doesn't matter. Like, yes, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. I understand maybe you may work with bonuses, commissions, or tips in addition to your regular income. You might even have overtime. But we have to include all those things as your income because it is your income. So if there's some parts of the year where you work more hours or things like that, or you might get bonus at the end of the year, we have to include those. We try to average them out over the year because that way if let somebody gets a let's say somebody gets a bonus in December, if I look at their January check, it would be much different than their December check. So if I looked at the two different checks, one would probably be too low and one would be too high. So we try to average it out over the year. Now we don't know what you're going to earn next year, 12 months from today, but we can usually kind of uh, understand that it'll probably be about the same as you made this year, hopefully more. But that's kind of how we got to these numbers. So you understand that a little better, Mr. Jones?
I do. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So is there a time where you guys look at those numbers again, or would I have to come back to court to have that looked at like the next quarter or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's not automatically looked at. So we're probably going to have this order for the next 3 years or longer, depending on what happens. I mean, I can't guarantee that, but no one monitors your income. We're doing a final order today, and that's going to be the final order. It could be the only order you ever do, or it could be just one of many orders that you may do. It's just kind of dependent. So, um, so no, it's not going to be, we need to set it at a fixed amount. We cannot vary it based on different months that you might have different income, like have it go up and down. We can't do that. We have to have a fixed amount. And so that's what we average it out over the year. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Do you have health insurance available to you for this child, Mr. Jones?
I do not. Open enrollment just closed.
Okay. Do you know how much it would cost if you enrolled the child on your insurance?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Well, I could do an order to have you have the child on your insurance, but I don't want to do that if you don't know how much it costs because it could be worse than the 173. So that may be something you may need to look at it for in the future to save yourself some money. And if we do a court order, I don't have to wait to enrollment, but once we're done today, I'm not going to go back and be able to change it. So this will be the order, and then I can't do a new order until something new is filed in court. All right, so let me go ahead and make a ruling then. If they've calculated your numbers on average, then your child support is supposed to be 879 based on your income. Medical support set at 173 since neither one of you are carrying the child on your insurance. Appoint the mother as a sole managing conservator. I'm making a finding there's been no family violence. We're gonna do the exchange location for the exchanges for visitation. For visitation, I'm gonna do the second and fourth Saturdays from 2 to 4, but I'm only doing that for 4 visits. We have a 7-year-old child. It shouldn't take that long for the child to adjust to visiting with Mr. Jones. So whatever issues you had before, maybe with each other, I don't really care about those things. We're here about whether the child's right to visit. So even if y'all don't like each other or whatever, that really isn't relevant or important to the child. And so we need to make sure the child visits with dad, being that dad hasn't been able to visit for whatever reason. I'm not pointing fingers either way, but we're going to do this kind of short phased in visits for the 4 visits. And after that, it'll be visitation on a standard visitation order. So
Here's the turning point. After 4 short warm-up visits, the judge is moving the father straight into standard visitation full weekends, alternating holidays, the works. This signals something important, despite the conflict and lack of contact. The court still believes the child benefits from a meaningful relationship with both parents. Judges rarely let past parental conflict dictate future visitation unless there's safety concerned here. Both parties confirmed no violence, no CPS cases, nothing that restricts access. The message is clear. Personal disagreements shouldn't obstruct a parent-child bond. What do you think was moving to full weekends too fast, or exactly what the situation needed?
Mr. Jones will have the right to visit with his daughter from Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6 every other weekend, and also some of the holidays. So that'll be what we do after those 4 visits. So just a short time here, and then we can go into the full visitation. I don't know what you've paid her, Mr. Jones, or if and it doesn't sound like it's been very much, especially since communication has been pretty poor. It's what it sounds like to me overall between both of you. So, I mean, not much I can do if you don't tell me anything. If they can only they credit you with 1,500 overall as a total amount for just the 4 years, not the whole life of the child. We're only talking about only the last 4 years, and that comes out to $27,012. Um, I'm gonna lower that payment to 200, and then, but if you can pay more to pay it off, then you can always pay additional. It does accrue interest after a while, so the sooner you can pay it off, the better for you to save yourself some money. I'm kind of give you a little bit of adjustment here since we're kind of putting all these numbers here. Court calls bill to Mr. Jones. All right, the Attorney General's office will draft an order based on that. That'll be the ruling of the court that you must follow, even if you don't agree. All payments must be paid through the child support office.
And that wraps up a tense but revealing hearing. The judge balanced financial obligations with the child's best interest, ultimately ruling for standard visitation after a short transitional period, ordering child support at $879 plus medical support, and establishing a retroactive judgment with reduced monthly payments. What stands out most is how the court focused not on past conflict, but on re-establishing stability and a norm. In my imagination, the ability and world seems to pause. The world seems to pause. Support in establishing and retroactive judgment with reduced monthly payments. With reduced monthly payments, what stands out most is how the court focused not on past conflict, but on re-establishing stability, and imagine parental involvement moving forward. If you found this case as shocking, emotional, or thought-provoking as we did, make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
They'll send out a withholding order to take it out of your check soon, beginning in December. All right, y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.